Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 2022 new moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. And if you hear any snoring in the background, that is my dog Esme, so pay her no mind. All right. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's see what the tarot has to say. How will Scorpio be affected by the January 2022 new moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. So at our root is at the bottom is our root itself. There we go. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, and we have the High Priestess. I absolutely love this combination. There is so much insight, so much knowledge that is coming our way that really does kind of blow our mind. The Hierophant represents the Pope, right? And the High Priestess, another name for the High Priestess when the tarot was a very early tarot deck, right, was in its infancy, there we go, was the female pope. So you have the Hierophant and you have the High Priestess. You have the Pope and you have the female pope coming forward. And that's very powerful, very much a place of power, because in the medieval world, the Pope was the most powerful person in the land. So that is in the Western world, of course. So that is quite extraordinary. We have the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If we're born on the cusp with Sagittarius, or we have Sagittarius energy within our natal chart, that comes through very powerfully here at our root. Just as if we have any Taurus energy within our natal chart, that comes through very powerfully here at our root, and the fire sign energy comes through in our inner selves. We have the Five of Wands and the Ten of Wands. We've been carrying a lot of burdens, and we've been fighting a lot of battles. So it's very interesting here. It's all about fire. It's all about career. It's all about the waking world. It's all about, our determination and our focus forward. So that's going to be really quite interesting. Then we have the Two of Swords and we have the Nine of Wands in our emotional self. We have the Ten of Cups and we have the Six of Cups. So that's very interesting here. There's a sense of needing to find harmony to embrace our own happiness. So that's going to be very, very powerful as we're moving forward. In our inner selves, the Two of Swords and the Nine of Swords, there's a conflict that we're facing, and there's also a lot of outside energy that's coming in. So let's look at our energy that we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Chariot. Now, this is Cancer energy, but Cancer is ruled by the moon. So we need to be mindful of the energy of the moon, not only on the 2nd of January, but as we move forward for that 14 days when, the energy of the new moon is really quite intense. And we're going to find that here we're going to be very drawn to people who are either listening to their conscious self or their subconscious self, but who don't have the two in alignment, in harmony with each other. And that's going to be a little bit of a chaotic person. So just be mindful of this. Then we have our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And this is listening. This is the throat chakra. So when we think of the throat chakra, we mainly think of talking. But here it is saying that we need to listen, that's actually going to be like a superpower. So often in our world, everybody talks, everybody talks, everybody talks. And it's almost like who can talk louder than the other. This is going to be the power of listening. This is going to be the power of stepping into our own power, our own knowledge, and really connecting with the world in a way that it isn't normally connected with, because nobody's listening anymore. Nobody wants to hear. Everybody wants to be the main soundtrack, right? So let's look at this time astrologically. We have the new moon in Capricorn, and it says here, your hard work is paying off, which is really quite extraordinary. So with the new moon in Capricorn, we start off the story as all new moons are started off with the sun conjunct the moon. This brings an end of one cycle and the beginning of another that lasts for 28 days. Now, this also brings a burst of energy, insight, and intuition, which again lasts with us, really guides us forward. We will also find that the new moon is a time for emotional balance. So we're going to find here that we are becoming more balanced within ourselves. We're seeing things that we hadn't seen before. The new moon is going to be trine Uranus. Now, this is a wonderful alignment for the new year. This is because it brings us open-mindedness, adventure, a willingness to try new things, and also lets us progress in our lives, lets us move forward in a way that we might not have thought that we could. We will also find that we are self-aware but not self-conscious. So that's a really good thing, because we're able to be who we need to be. We're able to express our uniqueness, our creativity, our quirkiness, our, dreams and desires and aspirations without being so self-conscious, so awkward within ourselves, or so overwhelmed with saying, this is what I want, that we deny ourselves our own dreams. We are also going to be happy to see that this is a time of unexpected but positive change that can lead us to freedom, because Uranus is all about freedom. It makes it a time that is very comfortable for us to step out of our comfort zone, to say things and to go after things that would usually have terrified us. We used to think, oh no, I couldn't do this. And now we're going to be like, oh yes, I can. And we're going to start to see people embracing different ways of success, different powers, different insights. And we're going to say, why did I pigeonhole myself? Like, why did I keep myself locked in this one small box? We will also find that the negative reactions of others isn't as big a deal as it once was. It might have devastated us before, and now we're like, your opinion, that's great. I'm moving on for me. And that's going to be really powerful. We will also find that we pick up on things really quickly. We embrace things easily. Our minds get expanded and we get to explore. We get to look at things. And it's not only like things that we hear, it's going to be things that we thought were too complicated, like learning another language or programming skills or computers or, whatever it is on computers that we want to learn or anything like that we used to think, oh no, I can't do this. And now we're going to be like, oh yeah, I can. Like, yes, I will move forward in this energy. The new moon is going to be in conjunction with Lilith, which is also known as the black moon. And this can lead to kind of darker energy coming forward. It's kind of like storm clouds coming in and really blocking out all the positive energy that comes forward with us, because Lilith represents what we want to ignore within our lives. And it really brings us this energy of procrastination because we want to put our head in the sand. And the thing is, with Lilith, she gets a bum deal because we have in the creation story of the Bible, which is where Lilith comes from. She comes from the first story in Genesis, where it says, Adam they were created in the image and likeness of man. And then in the second chapter, it's Adam was creative, and then Eve was created out of Adam. Well, in rabbinical studies, there were two people who were created. Adam was created, and then Lilith was created with him. But she didn't want to take her quiet, silent place beside Adam, and so she became cast out of the Garden of Eden, and she became this demon. And so here it's like this ignoring of a part of ourselves that wants to have equal power, that wants to have this say within our own lives, that wants to move forward in this way. And so it's going to be very important for us to look at this energy, to gain this understanding, because running away from things never fixed anything. It just makes things more complicated. Now, Saturn is going to be in Aquarius. And why this is important is because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus and Saturn rules Capricorn. Now, this brings the darker element of Lilith forward, because it's kind of like you have the struggle of freedom and, self exploration of Uranus, and you have the rule structure of Saturn coming in, and it can make us want to run away from things. We can actually have a lot of anxiety come, because Saturn is all about rules, it's all about structure, it's all about, this is the way that it needs to be, and we're going to sit there and think, but I want to just express, I want to just become, I want to see what I can discover. So we need to have this energy be balanced within us, and we will be unstoppable to have freedom and structure come forward, because we can't just take our responsibilities and leave them at the side of the road. There are animals, there are children, there are, mortgages and bills and rent to be paid and everything like that. So we can't just walk away. And it's going to be a thing for us to be able to take our responsibilities and take our freedom and be able to see how our life works in this new way, how we open up new doors for ourselves, because we're not looking at things through limitation. Now, the new moon is going to be conjunct the fixed star Nunki. Now, Nunki is a lovely star, which we usually have rather malevolent stars come forward, but this is really lovely. It brings truthfulness, optimism, and the ability to connect with the deeper knowledge of the world around us, with the spiritual aspects of the world. And according to the Egyptian mathematician and astronomer Ptolemy, the Nunki is of the nature of Jupiter and of Mercury. Now, this is important because Jupiter is Zeus, right, in Roman times, and Mercury is the messenger. So it's bringing us the messages of power, of good luck, of hard work really paying off. And at our root here, we have the Hierophant. We have this power again coming forward. And we have the High Priestess, again, once known as the female Pope, coming forward. You see his Pope hat right there. And we're going to find that this new moon unveils a lot of mysteries for us. It moves us forward in a way that we didn't think we could move forward in. It moves us forward in a power that has always been ours, but we didn't see before. And the Hierophant is this energy of, this is what I need. This is the foundation of my personality, of what I desire for my life, to be able to move forward towards my goals, towards what I want, towards where I need to be for me, and how I need to move forward for me. And as this comes forward, we're starting to see things more openly and more honestly for ourselves. We're starting to look at things within our lives and say, but what is the truth? The veil is being lifted. And as the veil is being lifted, we're cutting through a layer of lies, deceit, hurt, pain, knowledge that doesn't make us smarter, type of thing that has been holding us back. And as we do this, we start to see ourselves, we start to see the people around us. And again, we're seeing people without their mask on, or we're seeing a layer cut away from their mask. And it's like, oh, that's who they are. Maya Angelou has a quote that is quite lovely. And she says, people show you who they truly are. Believe them. We usually say, oh, he's just having a bad day. Or, oh, no, she's just, she just has a headache, or is, annoyed at something. It's like, no, if people show you who they truly are, believe them. Believe them and don't make excuses. Because there's a power there. And as we're moving forward during this time, we're going to be seeing truth, and we're going to be seeing things in a way that we think, oh, wow, I didn't expect that. And that is what leads us forward in our fire, in our passion, in our determination, in our focus, in our insight. It's like, this is where I need to be. This is how I'm moving forward. This is my new dawn. This is my new day. And this is my desire. But we're so used to fighting. We're so used to having to be on the defensive, of having little things blow up into huge things, that we sit there and we're like, how the heck did this even happen? It's not making sense. And what is happening here is we're looking at the chaos just within ourselves, like within our inner world. And it feels like we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. And it can even kind of bleed out into our waking world. It can be that we have a lot of clutter. It can be that, we chase the instant high of buying something new, or, doing something that makes us just feel alive and happy, because we're weighed down with the weight of the world. We are so overworked and underappreciated, so overwhelmed that it becomes too much. And the 10 of of Wands is putting down that burden. And it's saying, I've come to the completion of the cycle. Like, I cannot carry anymore. And as I put down this burden, I start to see me. As I put down this burden, I start to understand what I desire within my life and how I need to move forward, not just for everybody else, but for myself as well. And it brings us to the Two of Swords. It brings us to really seeing a new path that opens up. We always thought it was one road or another. We always thought it was A or it was B. And now divinity is showing us there's so much more here than ever met the eye. There's so much more here than we realize to move forward in. And that changes the path quite completely. And it brings us to the Nine of Wands. It brings us to this place where we see what everybody else wants. We definitely hear everybody else's demands and, desires, but we're now starting to really listen to ourselves. We're starting to see who we are, and we're starting to see that we've been through that war, we've been through that hurt, we've been through that pain. And if we start to listen to everybody else and let that overwhelm us, well, it brings us the headaches. It brings us the aching body. It makes us feel like we can't move forward. And that's going to be something very important for us during this time. Our heart is going to tell us, are we going to listen? That's the real question here. It moves us to the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups here reads prosperity, joy, family, contentment. And then it says, again, prosperity, joy, family, contentment. It becomes the mantra. And it's the mantra of this card. It is the mantra of success. This is generational blessing coming in. This is beauty. This is prosperity. This is what we've been waiting for. This is that payoff of everything that we've put into the vortex of our being and our desire to say, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is where I desire being. And this is the payoff that comes. This is the power that comes forward. This is opening that door and being able to say, yes, this is where I need to stand. And happiness is completely individualized. Now, we tend to use it as a sweeping term and encompass everybody within it. But my happiness does not look like your happiness, and your happiness does not look like the next person's. Everything is different. And so here, it's being able to embrace what we love, what we desire, what is joyful and brilliant for us, how we move forward in such contentment of the heart. And it brings us to the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is harmony, childhood, recollections, and it completes that again like a mantra: harmony, childhood, recollections. So these are fantastic things. These can be the things that have built us up, the lovely moments, but these are also the hurtful, hateful moments, the times where we weren't enough and they scarred us and they stay with us. And so what divinity is asking us here is, what part of the heart are we bringing forward? Are we bringing our blessings, or are we bringing things that we cannot change, hurts that we cannot erase because they happened so long ago and they've made up so much of who we are? Why are we still letting them have that voice and have that say? There is a saying about the past is pain, because even in the greatest moments, we can never relive them. And in the moments of hurt, when we think about it, when it runs through our mind again, and it happened when we were, 8 or 7 or whatever age, 6, we can, sit there and it's grown. It's grown. The depth of the scar that it leaves has grown. And it leads us to a place that makes us crippled with pain and hurt that didn't happen today. We have our own pain and our hurt that happens every single day, but it happened in this moment, years ago. And we're going to find that we need to leave it behind. And we're going to find that we're very empowered by leaving it behind. So let us see, Scorpio, what the moon has to say for us all. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. So at our root, our Luna message is, conclusions are within reach. And this is realization. The conclusions are within reach, and we're realizing that we're the key to them. We're realizing we're the power that leads us forward. We're the game changer during this time. And it brings us to our lunar inner self message, and it's the new moon. So this new moon is quite powerful for us, and it says a new start is coming, wisdom. Wisdom is guiding us forward with this new start, with this knowledge. This new moon brings so much wisdom to us that it can be overwhelming. And especially at our root, so much knowledge, so much wisdom, so much spiritual connection and deeper understanding is leading us to the next level. It is time to release negative energy. It comes as the Luna message for our heart. This is attraction. So as we release this negative energy, what are we attracting? And as we hold this negative energy in our lives, what are we attracting? It brings us to our lunar public arena self. And it says here, surrender to the divine, patience. And it's the full moon. So we're moving towards the full moon, right? The spotlight of this time. And it brings us to a place of patience. What is it that divinity is guiding us towards? What is it that we need to surrender to and have patience as it unfolds to us? Our subconscious Luna message is communication is key. Balance. We need to communicate what we want. We're going to think, oh, spirit will know. Oh, they will know. But it's like, I need to say it in order for it to have power within my life and be real for me. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Lord. Now, this is Aries energy. We don't really like being told what to do during this time. And this is the energy of somebody who's going to come in and through force of will think that they can change it, that they can change everything. And it's like, no, you can't. Our subconscious chakra message is grounding. This is the Earth Star chakra. We're becoming grounded and focused and gaining greater insight. We need to look at the soil that feeds us and how is it moving us forward? Where are we headed? It moves us to our subconscious inner self, and that is the sun that is letting the brightness and the radiance and the happiest card in the whole entire deck shine within us, really leading us towards joy and accepting that. Because when this joy comes forward, do people take us by eyes? Yes, absolutely. Do people say, that's my joy, I want that, that's my radiance, you don't get to have it? Yes, they do. And we're going to find here that we're not going to sit back and let others steal our light and our beauty. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, and that is the Seven of Wands. We're being warned here that it will be so easy for us to have a hot temper during this time. It will be so easy for us to revert to that energy of fighting, to that energy of being overloaded, to that energy of thinking that I have to attack first. And what Spirit is saying is, don't waste your energy on those who will not appreciate the time that you spend and the passion and the power that you have. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self. This is the Three of Wands. We're seeing the doors open. We're seeing the ships come in, new ideas come in, new passions come in. We're seeing ourselves be able to embrace the horizon and send ships out, send new ideas, new passions forward. It brings us then to our subconscious public arena self. And this is the Six of Wands, celebration, wisdom, joy. Here it says victory, glory, triumph. Again, that mantra, victory, glory, triumph. And I get to celebrate that, and I get to embrace it, and it gets to be a part of me. An everlasting, beautiful part of me. All right, Scorpio, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power of this new moon. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio, and may you have a blessed moon.